Imagine standing at the edge of something great. You feel the weight of doubt pressing on your shoulders. You hear the voices, some external, some internal, whispering, "What if I fail?" But here's the truth. Every person who has ever achieved something remarkable once stood exactly where you are. The only difference? They made a decision to believe, to act, to persist. Saying, "I can do it," isn't just a phrase. It's a mindset. It's a declaration. It's the foundation of every breakthrough, every comeback, and every success story ever written. So the question is not, can you do it? The question is, will you decide to believe that you can? Every achievement in history started with a single thought: I can do this. The way we perceive ourselves, our abilities, and our potential sets the stage for what we accomplish. When you truly believe you are capable of something, your actions begin to align with that belief. Your mind shifts from doubt to determination, from hesitation to action. Consider two people with the same skills and opportunities. One believes they can succeed, while the other is plagued by self-doubt. The one with belief takes risks, seizes opportunities, and persists through challenges. The other hesitates, second guesses, and gives up when faced with obstacles. Over time, their results reflect their mindsets more than their abilities. The mind is a powerful filter. If you believe you are incapable, you will find evidence to support that belief. Every failure will reinforce it, and every challenge will feel like confirmation of your limitations. But if you choose to believe in your ability to grow and improve, your mind will search for ways to make it happen. You will see setbacks as lessons, criticism as fuel, and obstacles as stepping stones. This is why the most successful people talk about mindset as the key to their achievements. They don't just rely on talent or luck. They operate from a deep conviction that they are capable. They see the world not as a place full of limits, but as a field of opportunities. They reframe their struggles, persist through failures, and ultimately, they prove themselves right. Your belief system is the foundation of your potential. It shapes how you interpret challenges, how you respond to failure, and how much effort you are willing to invest in your goals. Action is the antidote to doubt. When faced with uncertainty, most people hesitate, overthink, and wait for the perfect moment. But confidence is not something you wait for. It's something you create. The more you act, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable. Think about learning to ride a bike. At first, you're unsure, unsteady, and afraid of falling. But the moment you push forward and try, something shifts. Even if you wobble, even if you fall, you realize that progress only happens when you move. The same principle applies to everything in life. The more you do, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more confident you become. Many people hold themselves back because they think they need motivation before action. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. What truly drives progress, doing what needs to be done, even you don't feel like it. Every time you take action, no matter how so small, you reinforce the belief that you can do it. Doubt thrives in inaction. The longer you wait, the louder your fears become. But when you step forward, even with uncertainty, you weaken the power of doubt. You realize that most obstacles exist only in your mind. Taking that first step even if it's imperfect, creates momentum. And momentum is the key to progress. The people who achieve the most are not always the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who act, they try, they fail, they learn, and they keep going. And with every step forward, they replace doubt with confidence. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of setbacks, missteps, and lessons learned the hard way. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't that one group never fails. It's that they refuse to let failure define them. Instead, they use it as a stepping stone. When you fail, you are not starting over from nothing. You are starting over with experience. Every mistake teaches you something valuable. What doesn't work, what needs improvement, and where you need to grow. The most successful people in the world don't fear failure because they understand it is necessary. They fail fast, fail often, and fail forward. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall over and over again, but they never stop trying. They don't see failure as a reason to quit. They see it as part of learning. Somewhere along the way, as we grow up, we start fearing failure. We avoid risks, stay in our comfort zones, and let the fear of making mistakes hold us back. But growth only happens when we push beyond our current limits. When you change your perspective on failure, you change your life. Instead of seeing it as proof that you're not good enough, see it as proof that you're trying. Instead of running from it, embrace it. Learn from it, adjust, and keep moving. Failure is feedback. It tells you what needs to change. The only true failure is refusing to try again. Motivation is fleeting. It comes in waves fueled by emotions, external circumstances, or a burst of inspiration. But what happens when the excitement fades? What happens when you wake up feeling unmotivated, tired, or discouraged? That's where discipline takes over. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's showing up, putting in the work, and staying committed long after the initial excitement has worn off. The most successful people don't rely on motivation because they know it's unpredictable. Instead, they build habits, routines, and systems that keep them moving forward regardless of how they feel. Think about an athlete training for competition. They don't wake up every day feeling eager to push their limits, but they do it anyway. They train when they're tired, they practice when they don't feel like it. They commit because they know that consistency, not bursts of motivation, creates results. Discipline gives you freedom. It allows you to take control of your progress rather than waiting for the perfect mood or perfect conditions. The more disciplined you become, the less you rely on external factors to determine your actions. You don't negotiate with excuses. You don't wait until you feel ready. You simply do the work. The truth is, success isn't built on days when you feel motivated. It's built on the days when you push through without it. The ones who achieve their goals are not necessarily the most excited in the beginning. They are the most consistent in the long run. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. If you're in whose ear, this is for those who do dare. The word yet is small, but it holds immense power. It transforms limitations into possibilities. It shifts your mindset from I can't do this to I can't do this yet. That single word changes everything because it reminds you that where you are now is not where you have to stay. Too often, people give up because they haven't succeeded immediately. They assume that if they're not good at something right away, they never will be. But growth takes time. Mastery is built through repetition, failure, and learning. Every skill, every breakthrough, and every success story is the result of patience and persistence. Think about a child learning to read. At first, they struggle to recognize letters and sound out words. If they believed they would never learn, they might give up. But instead, they persist because they understand they're simply not there yet. With time, effort, and practice, they improve. The same principle applies to every challenge in life. When you say, I can't do this, your brain accepts it as a fact and stops looking for solutions. But when you say, I can't do this yet, you give yourself permission to grow. You allow yourself to struggle without feeling like a failure. You understand that the journey matters just as much as the result. The most successful people aren't those who have never struggled. They are the ones who refuse to let their struggles define them. They embraced yet. They kept learning, kept improving, and kept pushing forward. The only difference between where you are now and where you want to be is time, effort, and the belief that you will get there. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, but it can also be your biggest enemy. The way you speak to yourself shapes your confidence, your actions, and ultimately your success. If your inner voice is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, it will hold you back more than any external obstacle ever could. Think about how you would encourage a friend. If they were struggling, you wouldn't call them a failure or tell them to give up. You would remind them of their strengths, their potential, and their ability to improve. But too often, we don't extend that same kindness to ourselves. Instead, we criticize, judge, and magnify our flaws, reinforcing the belief that we are not good enough. The problem is that the mind believes what it hears most often. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not smart enough, not capable enough, or not worthy enough, your brain will find evidence to support that belief. It will filter out opportunities, shrink your confidence, and create self-fulfilling limitations. But when you choose to shift your self-talk, everything changes. Instead of saying, I'm not good at this, say, I'm learning how to get better. Instead of I always fail, say, every setback is teaching me something valuable. The words you use matter because they shape your identity. The most successful people aren't free from doubt, but they have trained their minds to work for them, not against them. You are always in control of the conversation happening in your head. Make sure it's one that builds you up instead of tearing you down. The moment you silence your inner critic and replace it with self-belief, you unlock a level of potential you never knew existed. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your mindset, your beliefs, and your actions. If you spend time with people who are negative, complacent, or dismissive of your ambitions, it's easy to start believing the same. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your potential, your own belief in yourself grows. Think about it, energy is contagious. If you're constantly around people who are striving for growth, pushing their limits, and embracing challenges, that energy starts to rub off on you. You start to see possibilities instead of obstacles, and you begin to believe that your dreams are achievable. But if you're surrounded by those who are content with mediocrity or who constantly put you down, you begin to shrink. Your environment doesn't just influence you, it shapes your decisions, your actions, and your results. It's easy to stay stuck if everyone around you is stuck too. Growth requires a shift in mindset, and that shift is easier when you have the right people supporting you. The most successful people understand this. They choose their circle carefully because they know that those around them either lift them up or pull them down. So look around. Who's in your circle? Are they encouraging you to reach higher, to strive for more, and to believe in your abilities? Or are they reinforcing your fears, doubts, and limitations? To grow, you need to invest in relationships that nurture your growth. Seek out those who inspire you, challenge you, and hold you accountable to your highest standards. The right people will elevate you, and together you will achieve far more than you ever could alone. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it certainly doesn't happen in giant leaps. It's the small, consistent actions you take each day that build momentum and create lasting change. Every time you make a choice to improve, even in the smallest way, you are building a foundation for bigger results. Think about a fitness journey. It's not about making huge, dramatic changes all at once. It's about showing up every day, making healthier choices, and pushing yourself just a little more than the day before. Over time, those small efforts compound into significant progress. The same principle applies to personal growth, skill development, and success in any area of life. Big goals can feel overwhelming, especially when you focus only on the end result. But when you break them down into small, manageable steps, each one feels achievable. Every small win is a victory that adds to your confidence, your motivation, and your belief in what's possible. The key to improvement is consistency. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results. But the truth is, most progress happens behind the scenes. What seems like a slow pace is actually steady progress in the right direction. If you keep showing up, keep pushing forward, and keep making small improvements, you'll look back one day and realize how far you've come. Success is the sum of all the small choices you make every day. Every step, no matter how small, is a step closer to your goal. So focus on making today better than yesterday and watch how those small wins add up to something much bigger. Success begins with a decision. You have to decide that you are going to make it happen, that you are going to push through the challenges, and that you are going to keep going no matter what. That decision is the foundation for everything else. Once you decide, you commit. Commitment is what turns a fleeting desire into a tangible goal. It's easy to dream, but it takes dedication to follow through. Commitment means doing what needs to be done, even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient, and even when you don't feel like it. But commitment alone isn't enough. You need to keep moving, to take action every day, even when things don't go as planned. Success is not a straight line. It's filled with setbacks, detours, and obstacles. The key is to never quit. The moment you decide to stop is the moment you forfeit your chance to succeed. When you decide to go after something, you don't just hope for success. You take responsibility for it. You create a plan, stay focused, and keep making progress, even if it's small. Every action you take builds momentum, and over time, that momentum carries you forward, closer to your goal. Decide, commit, succeed. That's the path to achieving anything you set your mind to. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of conscious, deliberate choices. When you choose to show up every day and put in the work, the results will follow. You have everything within you to achieve what you set out to do. It all starts with belief in yourself, knowing that you are capable, that you can grow, and that you can overcome anything that comes your way. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt is simply part of the process. The key is not to run from those challenges, but to embrace them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. Success isn't about waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions. It's about taking action, even when you don't feel motivated. It's about showing up every day, committing to the process, and making small improvements that compound over time. It's about deciding with confidence that you can do it and following through no matter what. Your past doesn't define your future. Every new day is an opportunity to rewrite your story, to take another step toward the person you want to become. And remember, the most successful people aren't the ones who never fail, but the ones who keep going after each failure, each mistake, and each lesson learned. So today, make the decision: I can do it. Believe in it, commit to it, and act on it. The journey may not always be easy, but with the right mindset and consistent effort, you will get there. Your future is in your hands. Now go and make it happen.